What you are about to hear is from the panel discussion of MUFON Symposium in 2017. I've had a clip up here before about how Richard Dolan took on a bunch of these assholes who were on the panel with all their wildest claims. But one of the directors in MUFON also takes them on, and this washed-out attorney, Andrew Basagio, that appears in this recent Jaime Maussan clip about teleportation to Mars, Richard takes him on, and this is just worth it. Listen in and enjoy.
Really quick, gentlemen, thank you for your testimonies and coming forward. I'm the Arizona State Director for MUFON. I have an entire team of investigators behind me. These people are trained, they're objective in their thinking, they're open-minded. You guys come before us, no evidence, no artifacts to lay here on the table, no records, but yet I ask you, if you were in my shoes, how would you react if you were in my shoes?
I would begin by studying the law of evidence, in which witnesses are free to testify as to what they did and saw, and have such testimony regarded as direct evidence. So I challenge the epistemology of what you just presented. You made an assertion that we haven't offered evidence. I've been offering evidence now for 13 years. There are hundreds and hundreds of facts, and I really have to commend Michael Salla for beginning the process of using FOIA, as he has in Bill Tompkins' case, to verify what I've said. So I think we have to be very cautious about how we define evidence in this realm.
With respect, I have to disagree with you, Andy. Testimony is
Kick
not
his ass, Richard. Kick his ass.
Testimony is not equal to evidence.
It is evidence.
No,
it's direct
well,
evidence.
But it is not acceptable.
No, that's proof. That's another issue. You said evidence.
Testimony
Witnesses
simply
can
because
testify.
it is...
Richard, this is not true. You said it in your presentation yesterday. Witnesses are free. People go to jail for life every day in this country based on what others testified as to what they saw and what they did.
And some testimonies are true
as evidence.
And some testimonies are false.
No, and that can't be confused with the issue of proof, that you then impose a certain standard of proof when you've decided which evidence of what people saw and did you're going to admit into the body of evidence that you consider.
In all trials, testimony is accepted and rejected. And it is accepted because it is deemed truthful. It is rejected because it is deemed false. And that's, so not all testimony is equal.
Something that somebody says happened to them is no more or less probative. Something that a witness says they saw or did is no more or less probative than a document. If you hang your document on the written records of the deep state, we're going to continue to be constrained within the limits that the deep state has imposed on us regarding what they've chosen to declassify. So clearly, eyewitness testimony is evidence, and it deserves the standing of evidence. And
as evidence, it needs to be examined and either accepted or rejected based on how valid it appears.
Okay, I do want to add that on Friday night, I actually did my presentation.
Well, that's Mr. Michael Salla, the so-called surfer. He's done all kinds of research into the field of ufology. Yeah, by reading a bunch of websites online. Big deal.
In terms of 12 key claims that Bill Tompkins had made, what I thought were very significant claims. And for each of those claims, I did present quite a number of documents, FOIA documents, National Archives documents. So for the gentleman who was just standing here, I mean, that is evidence. I mean, that is documentary evidence. They come from the National Archives. We applied to the National Archives, and I got 1,500 pages of documents on...
All right, I'm turning this guy off. Anyway, the reason that I put this up here is I don't want to hear more from these assholes, except for Richard, who kicked, what's his name? Basagio's ass. Good old Jaime has got a episode on here I mentioned in the previous clip about teleportation to Mars. And Basagio's going on that he was a secret space program warrior. He was teleported to Mars. I mean, it's all bullshit. You won't believe a word of it. Now, with that being said, it doesn't mean that the United States military or the government has been examining teleportation. I mean, you go down to a major airport You see all those brand new planes out there with those jet engines? That's 90-year-old technology from the 30s. So yes, there probably has been a lot of developments and possibly even in teleportation, but nothing like Basagio says. Anyway, I'm going to put the preview down here to the episode so you can look for yourself. The previous audio was from the MUFON Symposium in 2017, and thank God for the Arizona director of MUFON standing up to some of these jerks. And with that, we're going to see you in the next clip.